welcome to the third stream. Good to be here. Thanks very much for coming. Just posted it up on Twitter so people know we're live, so all good. Just testing that we're actually working. It's good to be here, and thanks for coming back. Just watching myself in the thing. I seem to be very laggy for some reason. It might be because I'm downloading shit on Steam, so I'm going to stop doing that. Pause. Yay. Alright, that's better. Stream should rapidly get better. I think I stuffed my OBS up, so I'm just going to quit it and restart it. Oh no, we're good now. Lag's gone. Yes, it's amazing how much better the internet connection works when I'm not trying to download 13 gigs of shit off Steam. I had a plan for this afternoon that I would stream for half an hour, talk about K-pop and stuff, and after that I might play some PUBG for a while and check out the test server. One of you guys gave me a key for it, but I've lost the key, so you might have to give it to me again. And because I haven't actually looked at the new test map yet, so I'll be keen to do that. But we'll talk about that more later. Hi folks. Now, I'm drinking out of this fantastic FX cup here. I'll tell you the history of the FX cup. I bought this very shortly after I started my radio show in 2012. The radio show actually predates the blog by a few months, and so I bought this FX mug, and of course, no one else at the radio station except me is into K-pop at all, so they all laughed at me like, what's this stupid mug, and they all making their coffee in it and shit like that. So this mug got really trashed over the course of the 4 or 5 years it's been at the radio station, and this mug, I think it now actually has ESP properties, because if we look at the mug very carefully, we've got Silly, we've got Amber, who is just a blotch, and Victoria's still there, Crystal's still there, and Luna is the other one who's a blotch. And since FX pretty much is Amber and Luna now, and the other three are basically not doing a lot as far as music goes, I think the power of the cup was predicting that. So I think that I'll buy a new cup soon for the radio with another group that we all want to know about how they go, and depending on who gets destroyed on the side of the cup first, we'll know that they're the ones who remain in music, and the other ones are going to get fucked off somehow. So yeah, amazing, true. Now I don't really have much of a plan for this stream. I did put up a question box that I talked about last week, and I'm pretty sure I didn't get anything this week in the question box. No, so that one response, I'll just flick that over like that. Yeah, here's my request box, and there's only one response in there. That's from last week, so not really very popular, but that's okay. You can just ask me questions through the chat bar, and that's fine. I'll answer them if I can. And other than that, I'll just start talking shit about stuff. Now, the idea of this stream was to make it a replacement for news posts, so I'll just start off by giving you some, news opinion. But the thing is, I actually have to find news that I give a fuck about, and that's really difficult. There's not much. not much this week in the way of news that, you know, I could care less about. Steam chat, thank you very much. I'll look at that later. So let's look at some websites and see what they've got to say about life. I've got Asian Junkie already up. K-Cop Girl is doing a workout tutorial. That's not very interesting. I don't know what that shit means. Band 88 make a synth pop song. That's nice. Nava are limiting comments, which is, yeah, who cares? Review of a song. Some group that no one knew about vanished. Crayon Pop Ellen is doing streaming, probably because I'm doing streaming. She's been inspired by me, obviously. Baby Metal, who cares? Melon. Additional messages against AJ in light of factory report. Chart manipulation, yeah. Whatever. Care about charts anyway, you're a moron. Park Bomb talks about drugs. Well, who better to talk about drugs than Park Bomb? Some guy kissed a girl, who cares? I don't know what that shit means either. He's in the same boat as me. Crayon Pop doing stuff. Rania is doing a thing for a magazine. Yeah, I don't know. It's all boring. Some rap guy is a dickhead. News at 11. Luna does a ballad of shit. TVXQ. Oh, this is a good video. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed watching this video. You should all watch it with me.
왜 그래요?
아저씨 그냥 물어보지 마세요. 어차피.
그런다고 저렇게 사람을 그려?
That's pretty good. Who knows what happened in that car to make him react like that. So, well, how did you get web pages to not look like shit? Yeah, I upped the bitrate. I was doing some stream tests earlier in the week. Some of you, a couple of you, were watching while I was sort of streaming some games and stuff like that, and I was mainly just doing that to see, well, partly because I like playing games, but also because I thought it would be good to test to see how the bitrate copes, see if I can up it a bit without losing the quality, and I managed to do that. So we've got a new improved quality stream, so that's great. So that's Asian Junkie. Not very interesting, but you know, more opinions about stuff. I mean, it's good. I like Asian Junkie, don't get me wrong. You know, it's good that he covers all this boring crap, because it means I don't have to write about it, which is good. And I can just sort of cherry pick the one or two interesting things that come out each week and sort of go a bit further with them, which is what I did this week with Monster X, which, yeah, a lot of people enjoyed that, and a lot of people didn't. I'm getting a bit of heat at the moment on Twitter from Monster X fans who are a little bit pissed off about me writing the Monster X post. So you can have a look yourself at that. I'm not gonna name and shame them on my stream. You can have a look yourself if you're interested. But yeah, they're not really understanding what I'm trying to go for at all. I mean, you know, what fans of groups need to understand when they're getting upset about what I'm doing or whatever is that, you know, if you're one of these fans who's going around standing and everyone, really, you're the victim, and so are the idols. They're the victim too. So, you know, I'm on your side and I'm on their side. So, you know, that's kind of lost on a lot of the people who read the posts, and pointing out, you know, the ridiculousness of, you know, I mean, who cares if he has, you know, big-titted anime girls on his phone? Doesn't matter. It's silly. Why care about that? But, you know, But if the media is gonna bring it up, let's try and put a positive spin on it. That's what I'm trying to do. Is make it positive for the fans. I don't know. Let's have a look at what some of you guys are saying. North and South Korea might be signing peace soon. That's good. Peace is better than war, right? North Korea is not a very nice place, but just going in there and bombing the crap out of it's not gonna make it any better necessarily. If there's a better way to make people's lives in there, a bit more nice, then why not go for it? I don't know. I'm not a political expert. I don't know, but you don't have to bomb everything all the time. You Americans. Did I see this Polestar article? IFPI report something. Okay, let's have a look at that. Streaming revenue growth. Revenue for the companies, of course, that is, not the artists. Streaming revenues for artists, by the way, are crap. They're just, that's maybe like 0.001 of a cent, and that might be 0.003 of a cent. It's if you're an artist, you make no money from streaming. It's just like total waste of time. Streaming revenues and physical sales, yeah. So that's actually a really bad thing if you're an artist, because artists just get fucked over by streaming services to a massive extent. It's you make virtually nothing. Even if you got a big hit, it's like hardly anything. So the record companies have once again found a way to, just fuck everyone over. So, yeah. Streaming, it's like a waste of time. You're not really helping by streaming stuff. Yeah, okay, bunch of stuff. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Do you know any instances of K-pop crossing the line of Korean social acceptedness to promote stuff like human rights? I think you said K-pop only follows what happens in society, etc. No, I would even say that in the West, artists have an extremely minimal impact on human rights or people's rights or whatever. Maybe that was different in the 60s or something like that, but I'm not quite that old, so these days I don't think it matters much. I think the currents in society are what they are. I don't think that artists really make much of a big difference about anything. I don't think stuff like Holland saying he's gay is going to make any difference to anything, really. Make a difference to him, but there's never going to be, I think, global acceptance of gay people by absolutely everybody. There's always going to be those people who are bothered by it for whatever reason. And same with a lot of the other problems in society. A lot of them are just human problems. And humans are fallible, and they say and do and think dumb shit from time to time, and so you're going to continue to have these issues. Holland saying he's gay, it probably helps Holland, he gets a few articles out of it or whatever, and it probably makes him feel better. Then, I think if you are gay, it's probably better to be open about it rather than be in the closet. Just like if you, have have an anime porn on your lock screen on your phone, and you would like to jerk it off to anime girls, you know, why not be open about that too? And that's the thing. A lot of the people who are upset about me talking about Monster X was like, well, you know, it's his own private business. You know, why has it got anything to do with anyone else? And then in the same thread, they're linking Amber talking about how love is love, and saying, but that's her private business too, right? Whether she's straight or gay or whatever. So, well, how come it's okay to talk about that, but it's not okay to talk about Wonho? So, you know, if you're going to be a prudish, boring cunt, at least make it consistent. But you know, oh yeah, Holland's got one song. It's not a very good song either, and it's pretty awful, really. But you know, that be that as may, you know, good on him. Peace will mean that no more mandatory military service, and that means boy groups will stay together for longer. It means more boy group music. Yeah, a bit unfortunate, but hey, you know, sometimes I have good songs. It does happen. You know, there's been a few this year. We've been all right. So already, it's only April, so that's cool. I'm cool with it. So yeah, but as I was saying, I think people overstate culture products like music and so forth when it comes to their impact on people at large, because there's a whole bunch of people who are just out of the loop of all that stuff. You know, your average homophobic dude probably isn't going to watch Holland anyway. He's not going to. And if he does, he's not going to watch that and go, "Oh, I can see I was wrong. Gay people are right after all." You know, it's not going to change anyone's opinion. Some people don't like gay people, or they don't like black people, or women, or men, or whatever. You know, it sucks, but what do you do? I think the Reddit post to avoid linking to all K-pop directly. Thank you. Their boycott, all K-pop, by the way, have ever since Alley-Gate, they've been on a boycott with my site. I refuse to link to them for the most part. It's a 72-month boycott because, and the reason why it's a 72-month boycott is because when Alley-Gate broke, the site Beyond Hallyu said they were going to do a 72-hour boycott. And I thought, 72 hours is pretty weak for a boycott. It's like, why don't you make it in 72 months? Then I'll take you seriously. So I thought, all right, doing a 72-month boycott. But that 72 months, that expires, I think, next year sometime. So I think what will happen is when that expires, all K-pop will undergo a performance review by K-Popalypse, and we'll see if their content meets required standards to be featured on K-Popalypse again. I'll share with you the assessment criteria later, and we'll see if they can meet standards and be included or not. We'll see how we go. I'm not very hopeful, but you know, it might work out. So I'm going to click on this link. The other reason why I was streaming a bit earlier in this week was I'm just trying to get good at using OBS, because one of the big barriers to me streaming has always been just the technology and just working out how to use this shit. Management laws. According to reports, SEMA is currently investigating label for violations of management laws. Official head must be registered with Ministry's Court of Culture, Sport, Tourism. Must have 2 years of experience as a member of, you know, whatever. Okay, that's, well, not much I can really say about it because we don't really know what's happened, but seems odd, like odd management laws to me, but whatever. I don't really care about it, I guess. Perhaps music can help strengthen or embolden those whose views already align with it. Well, mainstream validation. Yeah, maybe, but look, I mean, if you're, I don't know, a lesbian black midget with one leg or something like that, you're not going to be part of the mainstream. It's just not going to happen for you. Because you already fit in the categories that make you part of the other. One thing that always baffled me about like the whole gay marriage thing is, why do gay people look at the whole culture of being married as something they want to do? I don't really get it. I mean, if that's what they want to do, then hey, great, go and get married. I don't care. But why would you aspire to that? I mean, I'm straight and I don't even want to get married. It's stupid. Marriage is dumb. So, you know, why anybody would aspire to that, straight or gay, I've got no idea. So, rather than, I guess if you're gay and you see Holland, you might go, you might feel good for a while about, gays are getting out there or whatever. But I think the deeper question that I'm getting at here is, why do you really need that mainstream validation anyway? Why is it so important to you? If you are gay or whatever, you're better off, just learning to say, well, fuck the mainstream, I'll just be myself and not worry about it, I think that's the way to go, rather than trying to fit in. Just put this back. Sorry to anyone there's a couple of you who got dumped off my friends list, and 420 blaze it, you're one of those. Apologies. I've re-added you as a friend, so just re-add me back. Wasn't deliberate, but what I went just before the stream started, I went through every single person who was a stream follower, and I just clicked friend to all of you. But because a couple of you are already friends, when I was clicking friend, I actually clicked unfriend, and so I booted you off. And so then I tried to click friend again, and I think it worked. But if not, just re-add me, and then we're all good. So it wasn't deliberate. Sorry. I'm an old man. Technology, it's hard. Just reading the chat. What do I think of 2018's music quality so far? Better or worse than last year? About the same. It's always hard to tell this early in the year, but I think the tropical shithouse stuff is slowly, it's starting to get less and less and less, finally. Or what you're seeing is the sounds of that style, just sort of, instead of a whole song of just that style, you sort of you just get that one little squirt, that one little toot that comes up. And the rest of the song is just what K-pop usually is. And so it's gradually doing what all trends do, is when a new sound is new in pop music, for about a year or two, you hear it everywhere until it fucking pisses you off. But then gradually it starts to wind down, and it just starts to integrate with everything else that's already part of the pop sphere. And so that's what's gradually happening, and that's a good thing. And so I think this year, until the next stupid ass trend comes in, we'll see some pretty good songs. I think they'll get better through the year, but we've had some good ones already, so I'm happy with that. Most of it's crappy, but if I get a few good songs every month, that's cool. That's all I really expect. What if K-pop gets a mumble rap trend? Well, damn, we already had that. We already had Ichima. That was a couple of years ago now. And, and there's a whole bunch of people doing that. sort of stuff still. But you don't hear about it because all of them are like New Girl Alert material. I'll have to do a New Girl Alert about mumble rap at some point. Share some of those artists. I feel like K-pop is hopping onto American music trends faster than they used to. I don't know if that's actually true though. Yeah, I think that is true. I mean, that's been the case with K-pop ever since forever. When K-pop idol pop started, they were almost like a decade behind, like really, really far behind, and they've gradually been catching up ever since. And we're now at the stage where, I mean, it's partly because there are so many Western writers who write for K-pop now. We're at the stage now where it's the turnover is like a year or less. It's not that I follow the non-K-pop very closely, but yeah, if I'm like wandering around the supermarket and I hear a new pop song coming through the speakers, I can go home and go on YouTube and find a K-pop song that sounds like it, you know. And whereas you go back a few years and you had to wait a bit longer for that to occur. So yeah, I don't know if it's good or bad or what. I feel like third gen compared to second gen has been more chaotic in companies and groups changing up styles just to try and find something that sticks, especially since it's now saturated than ever. But on the other side of the coin, a lot of groups stuck to Trop House for so long because it was safe and it worked. Yeah, like whenever the big trend hits, you sort of have, at the peak, you have about 50% of the groups that are all trying to ride that trend and do it as well as they can, and the other 50% are all trying to do something that sticks out, because everyone's trying to compete and get known and all that sort of stuff. So, do something that makes a dent of some description. I'm just going to have a quick look at news pages again. Do I have anything here yet? What else can I look at? There's Netizen Buzz. Let's have a look at that. It's always crap, but you know, Iron is the #1 female star brand. Who cares? What else we got? Dewey and Momoland. You can tell how big she's gotten because like it's like her and Momoland. It's not just Momoland. And got to remember these headings as well that Netizen Buzz writes. So they're editorialized headings too, usually. But I don't really care about where she goes. Whatever. Fans worry for twice his health. Whatever. Maybe you should have worried a few years ago, but never mind. Gee, friend, girl with skinny legs. Yeah, that's all of them. Someone got married. Who cares? CEO died. I hope he had money for his funeral. North Korean stuff. Hates innocent makeup or whatever. Someone does the modelling. Someone's, I don't know, crazy proportion. I don't know what the fuck that means. Yeah, boring. This is shit, really. People who really follow Netizen Buzz, I mean, you know, this is like the Korean pop equivalent of like New Idea or Women's Day or something like that. It's just gossipy shit. I don't know why people get so wound up in it. Yeah, can't find anything even slightly interesting. That's pretty good. With female fans, don't stand too close in case of Me Too. Yeah. Yes, that's all not very exciting, is it? Anyway, that's it for the stream, I think, for this week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to can the stream now, but I'll probably come back on later and just play some games and stream those. So if you're into that, you know, just keep your Twitch on. If not, if you don't give a fuck, then see you later. CLC finally had a decent song. Yeah, they've had nothing but crap songs until this year, and they got good all of a sudden. Don't know what happened, but hey, cool. Yeah, so I'm out. Next week, hopefully, got something more interesting to talk about. And we'll see how we go with that. So yeah, thanks very much for coming. And I'm out. So goodbye, folks.